Good evening, everybody. Look how many people are here already. Excited for some Oreo business? I mean, who isn't really? Oreos. Come on, they're delicious. It is a cookie party. So what's happening? It is a cookie party. Darn it, I did it. I forgot to turn the volume down on that. Gets me every time. I'm trying a new setup and I don't know how I feel about it. Reverting back to my old setup. Ah, comfort. Hi, Just Britt. Hi, Mousy. Hi, Grace Case. Hi, Claire. You guys, we need to talk about the great Oreo experiment. First of all, do any of you have any idea how many Oreo flavors there are? It's a lot. It's more than you think. It's more than we realized. So, I also don't know. Okay, there's many complications to our experiment because, as we've discussed in every other chat ever, we're going to have tasters. So I made a sign-up sheet with all the Oreo flavors assigned to a certain week. And then everyone can pick what flavor they want. And that is your week to be the taster. Yeah, there are a ton of them, Just Brett. Like, I got them. Here's what I did. First, I went to my local stores and looked, and I was like, whoa, this is overwhelming. Plus, I don't know what's available in each area of the country. And then I can't tell, like, what's old flavors versus new. Hi, Kirsten. So I just went to Oreo's website and I listed all the flavors they have on their website. But in a shocking turn of events, I also learned about some products that I did not know about. Like, did you know Oreo makes funfetti cake mix with Oreo pieces? I had no idea. So I did put that on the list at the end because I thought maybe that should be analyzed. They also make a funfetti pancake mix. I don't think that sounds appetizing, but I would try it. And what are the other weird ones? Oh, they make brownies, Oreo brownies. Oh, I spelled that wrong on my sign-up list. Chocolate brownie mix with Oreo pieces. Who knew all of this existed? Settle down, Oreo. Hi, always grateful. Okay, Oreo ice cream cake. I didn't include that because, I mean, that's just delicious. And if you don't think it's delicious, get out of here. But, I mean, we could include that. Also, that's expensive. So, because some of the flavors, I don't know. We'll have to see. Because some of the flavors, like even at my store, are crazy expensive. So, I don't know. I tried to go with Walmart because I figured that was available everywhere. But even some flavors at Walmart were like $10. And I'm like, no one's trying that. But it could just be out of stock right now. So they made the price real high. I don't know, everyone. We're figuring this out together. Hi, Carly, no Twitter. Well, rumor has it, I never had the peppermint bark ones, But they're bringing back some past loved favorites because the public is demanding it. I also signed up for the Oreo newsletter. So, I mean, if you need up-to-date Oreo information, I'm your gal. Soon to be. Right now I just know about flavors. Not how they taste, but I can list them for you. So I think our first thing to discuss is, do you want me to create a little sheet for analysis? Like, I looked up some taste test, surveys, and they were sort of ridiculous and didn't really apply to us because they're like, how was the food presented? And I'm like, well, an Oreo is an Oreo. Or should we just go rogue and whoever's the taster that week, you provide the information you see fit about that Oreo? Grace Case did go on a recruiting spree, and it's awesome. she kept going, I got another taster. Hi, John. Soon Nabisco's going to hire me, John. You only have 3 flavors, Kirsten. You know what, though? I bet all the flavors. Let me tell you. Do you guys want to see? Let me show you all the flavors. Okay. StreamYard clearly changed things, and I got thrown off a little. All right. Check it out. These are all our flavors. Like, I even put notes. Snickerdoodle. Not on Oreo's website, but it has been announced on their Twitter. But look at these. So just in Oreo flavors alone, it goes to next February. Look, I put Thanksgiving in here. Thanksgiving, no testing. Oh, hi, Nikki. Nikki, you should sign up for Cinnamon Bun Week. Is that in here? Ooh, not a current flavor listed on their website. Perhaps it is in Canada. Mousy and dark chocolate. Do you guys just want to tell me? Because I was going to share this doc and let people, so that way everyone could look at it. Toffee Crunch, I misspelled. What was I doing? Guys. Because here was my thought. Let me tell you my thought process. Hi, Alberta and Stella. Welcome to the Oreo stream. You can't read it? How do I make it bigger? Oh, wait. Does that work? Okay. I think it worked. Oh, thanks. Okay. So I thought, because I did this on Google Docs, so I figured I need to put it out there so everyone can see it, but I don't know how to share it. And I did not Google about that. So, I mean, there's a share button here, clearly. But I figured that way everyone could see the schedule. And if you wanted to get that week's flavor, you could. But the only person who's going to get it, definitely is going to have it, is the taster. Oreo Discord. Oh man, Grace Case. I mean, that's not a bad idea. You had the brown. See, oh, the Bricchio. Okay, I'll consider an Oreo Discord. You're wearing me down on that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that a good idea? Because I figure if I just put it out here so we can all alter it and like you can say, ooh, I want lemon. I mean, that person's a maniac. Oh, is that? But if you want the lemon, then you can just put your name over here. And then we'll get them all filled up. And I suppose I'll take the ones that people don't want. But I think we'll have enough people. I mean, this is a great experiment. Why would you not want to participate? Just Brit loves all the lemon. I take back my maniac statement, just Brit. But like pumpkin spice, I have no desire. I think that sounds awful. Most of these I've never had. And then I included all these down here. Dessert bar, cake stirs, wafer sticks. If you'll see my notes over here. I don't know how to get to them. These are the items not on Oreo's website, but I put them in here for a group discussion if they should be analyzed or not. It is for science, Mousy. But like if you give me pumpkin spice, I'm automatically going to say it's no good. So that's not a fair assessment. I need someone who is already interested in and enjoys the pumpkin spice flavor. Oh no, Alberta and Stella, you can't have any of them? Oh, I didn't include gluten-free either. But if that would help you, we'll put it on Alberta and Stella. Or we'll think of, I'm going to ponder that. Oh, if they have soy. Shoot, that is really tricky to get by. Okay. Maybe you could be our unbiased moderator. You're like, I have no dog in this fight. So, I don't know. They have gluten-free Oreos already. They exist. But I didn't include them on the list. But if you guys think I should put them on there, I will. I mean, maybe I should put them on there. What if someone out there is gluten-free and they want to participate? I mean, that would be their week. I figured we would start with the regular flavor and move on from there. Oh no, Grace Case, are you off the Toffee Crunch? I saw you in a chat one day say that's the one you wanted to test and you don't like Oreos. So that's why I gave it to you. I don't know, Alberta and Stella. See, that's what we're here to figure out, the rules and whatnot. This is air from the. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you want to, should I just put it out there and you can pick whatever? I mean, you don't have to pick just one. If you want to do what, I don't know, however many. And then, like, you can go in and pick the ones you want. And, I mean, if you want to do one and somebody's already in there, put yourself in there too, because then we'll have a real discussion going. But I figured this way, we need at least one person on every week. Some of these sound awful, I think. But I could be surprised. No fights about Oreos. Albert and Stella, we're just testing every flavor for curiosity's sake. For fun. For knowledge. To become supreme Oreo, like, knowledge masters. I do as well, John. I went with the regular because I knew that's how we were starting. I know. We got to let me think on it, Alberta and Stella. I'll come up with something. We'll come up with something. So, I mean, what do you guys want to do? Do you just want to sign up now for a flavor, or do you want me to put it out there and let you can just go in and, I mean, where do I share it to? That's the other question. I don't know. But I recently had the dark chocolate. I'll hold my thoughts for that week. Yeah, I'll put it on Twitter. And then I think I'll put it in the description of every Oreo stream. So you can always go back and look at it. Can I do that? Post that? I'm sure I can. Ooh, that does sound delicious. I would eat that natural banana flavored. Well, I'll put it on Twitter. Well, that's why I put it in the description too, Grace Case. John, were you here when we were discussing making an Oreo Discord? I mean, I have Twitter, but I've never tweeted anything, and I don't. I mean, I'll put it in the description every week. Oreo Discord. But not everyone has Discord. I don't know. I'm feeling. Oh, we're getting a lot of votes for Oreo Discord. Okay, that may. Maybe. Now we're just designing our own Oreos. At the end, we should just write Nabisco a letter, and we're like, Nabisco, here's our thoughts. I mean, I would eat a strawberry shortcake Oreo. Did you guys ever have dirt dessert? That was my favorite when I was little. Okay. Poor Alberta and Stella just came and got her heart broken over and over in the stream. If they already make it, it is not listed on their website currently. So that's where all these came from, unless otherwise noted over here. Not on Oreo's website. The Cakesters aren't on their website, nor is the cereal, nor are the Snickerdoodles are not either, but they were announced on Twitter. I don't know how many they give out a year. I mean, I'll get the full Oreo details. This is like, we're just brainstorming. So, okay, do we need to have specific things that we're going to analyze for each flavor? I mean, obviously, is it delicious or not? Would purchase again? Like, what's our rating scale? Are we going with stars? Are we going with like the 1 to 10 method? You should always createful. You should maybe send them your resume. Although maple bacon does not sound good to me. I don't like sweet with meat. Alberta and Stella, you could do the gummy worm analysis for the dirt dessert. No, we'll think of something better for you. I don't know. Ooh, that's a great question. I love that. I'm going to add it in. Does the flavor go well? Let me read it. I felt a lot of pressure typing while people were watching me type. Okay. Where is my alignment? I mean, I need a page break here. What other questions? Just overall, like your overall thoughts. I mean, I guess that would be the conclusion, right? Oh, yeah, Mousy, turn off the lights. Or replay it if you need to. Don't let the headache come back. Oh, okay. I think we will need a description of how it looks. Because I looked at some of these cookies and they're crazy looking. Like the Neapolitan has 3 layers of cream. So, okay, maybe I was wrong about my first assertion. So we will need a description of the cookie. The cookie aesthetics. What else we got? I have to read tiny chat on my phone. You're not a chocolate fan, Just Brit? Do I have some weeks for you then? I think Grace Case doesn't like Oreos either. So you guys are going to want to really get on these golden Oreo and lemon. Oh, you know what else, everybody? I did not include the double stuff and the mega stuff. Should I put those in there? What are your thoughts? On regular Oreo week, Grace Case, I will tell you my thoughts because I have a theory on that. Or an observation. This is Cassandra. All right, what other questions are we going to analyze? Let's focus on that. These are description of the cookie aesthetics. Does the flavor go well with milk when dunked? I had no idea there were so many either, Alberta and Stella. I mean, I thought there were like obviously the regular and the double stuffed and the golden Oreos. And then I thought like throughout the year they just put a different flavor out on occasion. So there would be maybe 3 choices at the store. And I went and was like, oh my, this is a lot more than I realized. Any special? You know, it's a great question. Does it taste like what it claims to be? Like, does Snickerdoodle taste like a Snickerdoodle? Java chip. Is it Java chip? But now that this is Cassandra took it to the stuff place, I feel like the cream filling. Oh, I have to tell you guys this. So when I first went to schedule this stream, I wrote what I thought was pretty entertaining description. And in my head, it was like safe enough for kids to read it, but like adults would get the innuendos. And well, StreamYard got the innuendos and gave me the old boot. It deleted it. It was like, no. So I was not as witty as I thought I was. Oh no, another Oreos are taking people out left and right. Feel better, Alberta and Stella. Yeah, I didn't include the thin ones either. So what about the question? Is the wafer? Is it a wafer part? Is the cookie part? It's not. Can't be called the cookie part. Is the wafer or the cream better? The better part? I mean, that's a controversial question because even on the regular, the preferred portion. Or does it have to be eaten on the whole? Because I would think some of them do. See, I mean, I don't want to get into all my thoughts because this is just the planning week. Any other questions that we need for our weekly analysis? I just started singing a song that has very similar lyrics to those phrases you are saying. I don't think you're sorry at all, Mrs. Cassandra. This is a very serious topic, and we will take Oreos serious. No, it was a fish song. I don't know. I don't have any other. Well, hmm. Oh, that is a great. How do you eat your Oreos? Because I do it differently. Depends on my mood when I'm having one. And even when I have multiple Oreos at the same time, I will eat them all differently. But that's a discussion for a different day. Yeah, fish song. Well, and do you like split them apart and eat the cream? Or do you eat the wafer? And if you dip, how long do you dip? Do you just do it quick or do you get it really soggy? I like mine pretty soggy. That's a different day. Different day. All right. Does anybody have any other additions to our question analysis? Yeah, we're going to need, if you are a dipper, actually, you're going to have to dip if you are the taster of that week due to this question. Does a flavor go well with milk when dunked? And then you're going to have to time your preferred dip amount. So we all know what we're working with in the analysis. I don't know. I think this is good. I think these questions will spark discussion and debate. Ugh, I need to take a sip of my beverage. Hang on. Okay. I like the milk afterwards too. I think just a pretty educated guess when you are dipping, because I can describe what I do, and but I don't know how long it takes. Exactly. All the way or half? Do you use a fork? Well, why don't you just get a smaller cup? All right. I'm pleased with that. Any other questions that need to be included? Too late. You guys goofed around too much. These are the only questions you get. Or we will add more later. I mean, it's pretty, whatever. But for signing up, that's what we really need to figure out. How should we do that? And we need somebody to be the regular Oreo taster. Well, Mrs. Cassandra, over here we have the week. I put Thursday's date in here because I figure this would be a Thursday night cookie taste test. So that's why I took like Thanksgiving out. And Christmas and stuff didn't really fall in there. So I have it starting next week. I mean, if you guys want to wait a couple weeks, I'm good with that too. Men, whatever. I was putting it as a weekly stream, but is that too much Oreo in our life? Should we go every other week? All right, John will take the regular Oreo. But I do kind of want to put this out there so people can like look at it and pick whatever they want. I semi-agree, just Brit. At first I thought, I was like, I'm going to do this myself. And then I thought, I cannot buy a package of Oreos every week because I will eat a package of Oreos every week. And I hadn't bought Oreos in probably, I don't know how long. Well, not as long as I think. And I bought a package like 2 weeks ago. I was eating like 4 Oreos a day, 4 to 6 sometimes. I was out of control. I had to. That taught me a little lesson about myself. Like, don't have the Oreos out. Okay, Just Brit takes lemon. Yeah, we could do 2 flavors per stream. I mean, how long could we talk about one flavor? John, we talk about Oreos a lot. Neapolitan's not on here, is it? It's not on here. This is shocking. Should I put it in? That is a video. I mean, I went with what was on Oreo's website. I'll put it in. Now I gotta do all these adjustments. I'll fix it. I don't want to try that Neapolitan one. I wish you could buy it sample sizes. You have it in your cupboard. All right, well, you know your analysis you have to do. Right. All right. Okay, Neapolitan has been added in. See, John, a sampler pack would be a great idea. I mean, it would really get this down to one stream, which I would not be opposed to. But it would be super fun if we all got the sampler pack and then could taste test them all at the same time. Dear Oreo, we are going to need a lot of sampler packs. Thank you. I mean, we'll start with this. I'll figure out how to share this. I don't know. Do we need an Oreo Discord? But people might not want to sign up. Does Carly like pumpkin spice? Yeah. She can always say she doesn't want to do it and we can take her back off. That is fair. And if you get to your week and you're like, listen, I can't find this one. I don't know. Just buy a different one. Whatever. We'll work with it. Do you think we should put 2 flavors on a week? Yeah, they should do it, John. because it would automatically, especially if you bring it home to your family and everyone tries, and then people, I would be like, I love dark chocolate. Like how they do cheesecakes like that, where they have the multiple slices and the different flavors. Get on it, Oreo. I mean, we have our first. Well, maybe that's an option too, is we just we have the first few figured out. And then as we go on, people can be like, I'll take this one. Yeah, I kind of agree with original. We'll do original as it's. All right, I will adjust. Good call, everybody. 2 flavors per week. I mean, or even 3. What do you think? 2 or 3? Yeah. My friend always gets them for his mom for her birthday, which is great because then everybody gets what they want. See, I don't like the pumpkin spice either. Not my flavor. Yeah, you know what we can do? We'll do 2 flavors per week, and then we can have crazy week, and just if anybody wants to buy any of these things. Because some of this, I would like to try an Oreo funfetti pancake, but I don't want to buy a whole box of the mix because I know I will not. I mean, I can draw a pretty strong conclusion on how I will feel about that. That I believe is fairly accurate. So I'll update this and then I'll post it in the description of this. Did Carly leave? She doesn't even know she's been signed up for a flavor in 2 weeks now. October 20th. I think it's a brilliant idea. I also think that John works for Nabisco. So yeah, you would get You know what we should find out? Where is Oreo's test market? Because you know how companies, there's certain cities that test, like Frito-Lay puts out chips, and I think one's in Iowa or Nebraska. So that city gets new flavors and the rest of the country doesn't have them. And they see how well they do there. Oh my God, I love a Thin Mint. Discord. All right, we might need an Oreo Discord. What if I brought it on myself? I brought it on myself with the Oreo streams. All right, I'm optimistic. We have a beginning. I'll clean it up. I'll get it fancy. Maybe I'll make an Oreo Discord. Well, I know you guys are nice in Discord, but sometimes people around these parts are mean. Stop it, Mrs. Cassandra. I know. I just keep fighting it. I feel like I'm losing a battle. What if I was like, that's spamming chat. Get out of here. I have appreciated his taste of men a little bit. I do love you. I mean, I do like a naked man too. It's true. You guys, you guys brought Jess Britton as a ringer. She gets in here and is like, listen, let me work my magic. And I'm falling for it. Is the bear still here? She might be busy. Okay. All right, we'll start with where we are. We've got to let Carly know she's pumpkin spice October 20th. Carly and Grace Case, you are first up to bat. Although I may purchase Toffee Crunch because I also want to test that one. I'll update the spreadsheet. I'll put it in the description. I'll consider making a Discord. Oh, okay. Good. And I don't know. We'll go from there. Then we'll get dunking and discussing. Dude, John, YouTube is being crazy. I've had multiple people in my chats, like their chats just don't show up. And then I started paying attention in other chats, and I'll see other people do it where they're like, can anybody see me? Like they think they're blocked, but it's because their chat just isn't showing up on YouTube. Just breath. I probably will. Yeah, I don't know. Like YouTube is cuckoo now. And then I have one channel I've been unsubbed from 5 times, and I watch them multiple times a week. But I've seen a lot of people, like I had 2 people in chat and they were like no one could see them, but every once in a while we could. And then I saw it happening in like a few other chats this week where people are like, can you see me? So something's wrong on YouTube's end. Although I do have to say, I like their new notifications going out half an hour early versus 10 minutes after a stream starts. They make chocolate double stuffed. This is getting wild. All right, Claire, I'll sign you up. I'll let everybody pick what they prefer and I'll take the leftovers. But also, I'll put a note on here not to leave certain ones leftovers because I don't want them. I saw that, John. I watched a whole bunch of gossip streams about it last night. Which I think, first of all, it's bull. Like, regardless of how you feel about the guy, you don't boot a whole channel. Don't watch it. And then, second of all, if someone is getting mass flagged like that, that should be a flag for YouTube. And they should go, something's going on. We should investigate before we just take this man's business down. I thought it was ridiculous. I don't get it. I don't get the whole going after someone's channel and taking them out. If someone ticks you off that much, don't watch them. And they also lied for getting them taken down. Shady business, I say. Yeah, the second an account starts getting mass flagged, look into that because, I mean, sure, I guess sometimes somebody is wilding out, but the majority of the time they know it's people ganging up on that creator. So, like the whole, when they do it with KJ, YouTube's like, these people again, who cares? And they ignore everything about it. But, I mean, it has to set something off in your system instead of just being like, shut him down. People said he's doing bad stuff. Come on. I mean, that's not a hard concept. Even if you just mute his channel or whatever. But he was in the middle of a stream when they shut him down. I mean, they have to be able to like audit. They can control it better than they do. I don't know. It ticks me off because they don't universally apply any. Whatever. Yeah. Middle of a stream, Mrs. Cassandra. Boom. Took him off. But I think in the end, he's going to end up stronger for it. So the people who got him booted are suckers because he didn't break YouTube terms of service. I mean, he was close. He was pushing the envelope. But I think YouTube will let him back. And everyone went and found him last night where he was because he was over on like Rumble and Locals. And he got more members than he said. People are like, Rage Against the Machine will sign up for your membership then. So it's not fair. Exactly, just Brit. It is like firing someone, and that's your business. That's what I get like upset about. I'm like, if you don't like somebody, don't take their channel down. I mean, don't give them anything that makes them make money. That's how I don't know. I mean, that's how people are like paying their bills and people are like, take them down. It's not a person you're going after. That's a business. I mean, would you do that to the store on the corner? I think it's horrible. Yes. I think everything should be investigated. And I understand like pulling a stream down if someone, puts like a copyright flag on it or what it claim. But I don't like stop handing out strikes and all that before you know what actually happened. Yeah. Well, the bar has a list of who did it too. Because, I mean, all those dum-dums, why would you go do that? You file a false complaint with a bar? And all because he has an opinion you don't agree with? The majority of the world has an opinion I don't agree with. I mean, it's so stupid. I just don't get I mean, I understand like creators rile you up and stuff, and I do more hate watching than I should, obviously. But if someone starts really ticking me off or evoking that much emotion in me, I'm like, I need to step away. Like, I stop watching this. Turn off the TV. I mean, it's terrible. Oh, that's so gross, that calling CPS. People are, what do they think they're doing? I mean, I heard that umbrella guy was on Natalie Lawyer Chick's stream the other day, and he was talking about how his little girl was afraid. I'm like, that's people's fam. Like, I don't know. I don't know what goes through their heads. And I don't know why they think that's the only thing it does is make them look bad. And you're wasting resources and time and whatnot. The CPS needs to be out investigating real people who need help. Not some guy on the internet that says stuff you don't like. And then the people who need help can't get help. And you're just besmirching your own name. Because then you're going to start calling places and people will be like, we know who you are. Your reputation precedes you, and now you can get no assistance either. I mean, it's terrible. And these are the same people who would then, complain that they needed an ambulance and it took 10 minutes to get to their house. Well, yeah, because you're over swatting somebody else and they needed medical assistance. Like, just stop it, everyone. Calm down. I don't know. It gets me riled up because I just think I understand not liking people on the internet. I understand getting emotional about not liking people on the internet. I do not understand trying to take out their business or invoking CPS and scaring their children. I mean, that is bad. I think they should be prosecuted too, John. And I think it should be, I don't know if they should go to jail, but it should be a darn heavy fine and a lot of community service. And you should have to go out there and like help all the people you're effing over by doing your freaking nonsense. Like all those people filing police reports on that Letitia gal. Come on. They should absolutely get in trouble for that. Big trouble. I don't know about jail trouble. I don't think that would really help. But, get out there and clean up the city that you're messing with. People just need to calm down. People need to find hobbies. They maybe need to get some more hugs in their life. Take that any way you want. And I don't know. Maybe find some joy. Do some things that make you laugh. Yeah, that's true. What's that? There's a word for that. That they use when they're doing sentencing, and it's to that part of the reason for the sentence is to discourage other people from doing that crime. Clairview, do you know what I'm talking about? I cannot think of the word. Yeah, I agree with that. Grace case. Hi, Teresa. Oh no, there's still another stream tomorrow, Teresa. That's just tomorrow's the relax into the weekend stream. This was I made everyone plan the great Oreo taste test. So next week we're doing regular Oreos, and then after that we are doing 2 flavors a week. And I don't know, that's pretty much it. I'll post the updated spreadsheet in the description of these Oreo streams. Sour Patch Kids flavor. Ugh. You know what I'm talking about though, John, right? Like I can't think of the word. I'll think of it right after I get off stream. But it's to discourage other people from doing the crime. And gosh, that's really irritating. Well, it did not come up quickly when I Googled it. No to black licorice flavor. Teresa, you've got all the Oreos. Okay, we're doing regular. And then the week after that is toffee crunch and pumpkin spice. Do you want to pick a flavor? One of those flavors you have right there? Do you want to do peanut butter chocolate pie? Or it doesn't matter. Next week, on the next Oreo taste stream, people can decide what they want. That might just be easier. Every week we'll just be like, okay, who's taking these 2? But we've assigned the first few ones, so we're good. We're good to go. All right, Teresa, I am putting you down for peanut butter chocolate pie, which I almost followed up with, how is that one? Don't answer until it's that cookie's week to shine. Now, will we submit to like Nabisco? We'll be like, Nabisco, do not ever make these flavors. But you could announce that you are putting them out on April Fool's Day as a joke. We will accept that. Just Brit. At the end, I'll just write Oreo a big letter. I'm like, Oreo, we have thoughts. And Oreo will say, here's some cookies, guys. A Rocky Road Oreo would be delicious. All right, always grateful. Can I get a copy of your resume? Because I will submit it to Nabisco. Man, what a brain you have. It's so cool. My brain doesn't work that way at all. And I a little bit wish it did. But I'm off, I don't know, over in some other world. I know, John, but everybody has to be able to get into it. So I don't want people to be left out. So I'll ponder it. I'll clean up my Oreo. First of all, let me tell you what happened today. I was supposed to do a little bit more for this stream, but I let myself get a little too hungry. And then I got angry. And then I got grumpy. And then I was not as productive as I should have been. So that's kind of my fault. A pistachio flavored Oreo, I say yes to. Enthusiastically. I don't know. I said I would consider making one. But I see what you're doing there, Just Brett. Just Brett spreading the news. Everyone, there's an Oreo Discord. I'm not in there either, Just Brett. You guys are pushing your Discord like it's a drug. You're like, get in here. Do it. It's so much peer pressure. The Oreo eye roll still exists out there. I've thought about bringing it back, but I need to focus on Jujube, a happy place where we eat Oreos and gossip. A little bit of gossip. Nice gossip. Nicer gossip. Gossip isn't nice. Whatever we do here. Oh, sign up to get gifted a membership, Just Brick, because that's how I got to be a member of Clearview. I mean, you only get it for a month, but that's still a month. And that sounds rude to say you only get it for a month. You get it for a month. That's awesome. The snarky Oreo disc. The judgmental Oreo Discord. Do not dip this Oreo Discord. I would try that one, Always Createful. But I would say for a cookie, it would not be I wouldn't run to it. Like when I want a cookie, I want something chocolatey. Well, not necessarily chocolatey. But like rich and, clearly unhealthy. Like, I love you, blueberries and lemons, but get out of my cookie. And get into my muffins. Yeah, what panel? This panel? Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, Teresa, let me fill you in. Let me do a little screen share. I'll show you what we will be analyzing. These are questions for discussion. How do you eat your Oreos? Description of the Oreo aesthetics. Is the wafer or the cream the preferred portion? I wonder if that would change for individuals depending on the flavor. I'll be interested to see. And does the flavor go well with milk when dunked? If you have any questions you believe we should add to that, let me know. I agree, John. That isn't my favorite either. Like, it's fine. It's good, but it doesn't knock your socks off like you think it should. What Grace Case come up with? That does sound delicious. Why, everything, guys, I need to move next door to all of you. I do not cook that well. And I just get jealous of all of you. Yeah, so keep those in mind, Teresa. Once again, eventually I will update it and post it in the description if you need to come back to it. But just your basic Oreo. Oh, and when you dunk your Oreo, you need to count how long you dunk it for. Because that's a broad spectrum. Quickly, was it like a 1 second dunk? 10 seconds? Was the Oreo soggy? It all has to be analyzed. Watch us talk about Oreos for like 5 minutes of the stream and then we just move on to some other topic. I would believe it. That sounds amazing. Now, I do cook a really good steak. And I have a couple of friends that like every few months we have steak night and I have to cook the steak. And the first time we did it, one of the people eating goes, I would marry you for the way you cook steak alone. And that is one of my best cooking compliments I've ever received. So I hang on to that quite tightly. Regular Oreos is 10/13 next week, next Thursday. Are you available? Do you want me to push it back? I mean, I'm freewheeling with this Oreo. Gosh darn it, Teresa. Teresa, everything you cook sounds amazing. You guys, maybe I should. Yeah, I don't really either, Grace Kiss. That's why we do it like every few, like it's a special treat. But my steak is very good. I know. Mrs. Cassandra, stay away from Teresa in chats because she will throw out something like that and you're like, darn it, that sounds fantastic. I mean, don't really stay away from her. She's awesome. But she always makes me hungry. Grace Case, I grew up with a meat overcooker. Oh no, just Brit. I was gonna do them in the evenings at like this time. I mean, whatever time this stream started. Okay, we'll figure that out. Well, we can when it's just Brits, maybe we'll do like a special daytime stream. I mean, yeah, I can do it. I mean, I make my own schedule. I can do it. We'll figure it out. Where did you get 10:30? No, at Eastern. 10 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, we'll figure it out, Jesperate. We'll work with you. And we'll, yeah, because everybody's thoughts are important on these cookie matters. But that's why I figured I just picked Sunday. No, that's random day of the week. I picked Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern time every week just so it was consistent. So, I mean, if you can be here, awesome. If not, on your taste testing week, we'll figure something out. Because I'm sure other people would like daytime streams too. I just am more available for YouTube in the evenings. So, it'll work out. I'm good with it. I'm confident. I'll schedule the next one this weekend. We'll get it on the books. And then I'll put what flavor it is for the next stream. Oh, that's a good idea. I can like schedule out a few. And that way you guys can see. You can go to my channel and look and you'll know. You'll know what's happening in the Oreo world. Did I tell you? I'm sure I did. I signed up for their newsletter. And you know what's dumb? I signed up for their newsletter. And a few days later, I recalled that I did it. So I went and checked my email. And I was sad that I hadn't heard from them yet. Because what's in the Oreo newsletter? I'm not sure who you're talking to there, Mrs. Cassandra. That is weird. I wonder what I said that made him. Google Assistant is the same as Alexis and stuff. Alexa, which I shouldn't have said. Whatever. Echo Dot. You know what's weird? I refuse to have those in my house. I know. Shocking. I didn't pick up on that, Mrs. Cassandra. What if you guys get me into Discord and I never leave it? I just become heavily addicted. I don't know. I'm like, play it back and see if you can figure it out. By the time you get out of the stream, you'll forget what happened. All right. Do we have anything else to discuss, everyone? I'll take care of you. I just picture myself going in there and being like, I love it in here. And you guys are like, ugh, she's here again. Oreo. All right, we'll consider an Oreo Discord. It's on the table. It's being considered. I do like to play games. But I don't know. I don't know, guys. I mean, we do need. See, We need more stuff to do in the evening around here because no one's streaming at night anymore. I mean, not really. Sure is. Oh, because you were cooking. His live stream last night. I don't really listen to Tug. I've watched a couple, but he meanders a bit with his, like, here's the topic of the stream, and then he doesn't get to it uni style sometimes, and I'm like, I don't have time for this. I absolutely have time for it, but all right. Anything else going on I should know about? Tell me everything. I'm just kidding. Because if we're good to go, then I'm going to shut it down and head on over to Discord. Just kidding. That's not happening tonight. Yeah, screw them, Grace Case. Discord. We're going to have some Discord with your high pressure tactics. I feel like it's like a little cult, and you're like, join us. I know, Desperate. That's how I'm like, what else is there to do tonight, though? Nothing. Where have all the evening streams gone? Oh, you didn't? Well, I get it. It's rough keeping your mouth shut. Although, when I was young, my dad told me, he said, you know what ticks them off even more when people get mad at you? Don't let them see that you're ticked off. And boy, was that fantastic advice. Especially at work. When people get riled up and you don't let them see it. It's just a fun little. It takes like a lot of self-control though. But it is fun. It's real fun. Where do you put in your little village? Nice one, Grace Case. Yeah, sometimes you do have to lash out there and it feels good. Did it feel good? Yeah, the evening streams all went away. I mean, yeah, the one. But even that one's like not really anymore. I play phase 10 when I'm bored. But, you know, they make you like you only have so much stupid power that you have to like spend 5 to play a hand, whatever. And then you run out of it. And I find that annoying. But I don't know. I used to go to chats, but everybody switched to daytime streaming. or anybody that I watch. Like, must be because all the Rugrats come out at night. Yeah. See, Grace Case? Because, I mean, you got a good bunch. Ooh, I like. Wait, which ones are the 90s? Like this Scream? I don't know. I was in a stream the other day where they were talking about like their favorite horror movies, and it made me want to watch some horror movies. I haven't watched them in a long time. I don't really watch movies except for if they're on Hallmark, and in that case, I'm in. Yeah, she did, Teresa, and she like doesn't really do them in the evenings anymore. Because I don't really like. I have to, if I go to a chat during the day, I have to like plan it and schedule it. Oh, I don't know where Deb was. Probably a different stream. Or maybe her shoulder was bothering her. Yeah, she was on earlier. No one was there. Her chat was empty. By no one, I mean none of you guys. Like, none of the people I play with in chats. Do you know I've never seen Hocus Pocus? So, Hocus Pocus 2 means nothing to me. Yeah, she was streaming during the day, and the daytime streams are just rough for me. Yeah, Grace Case and I have the same bad taste in movies. By bad taste, I mean awesome taste. I like I did watch all the Scream movies last October though, I think. Except for because I was waiting for the new one to come out. I know. John, just start listing movies. I guarantee I haven't seen it. Like when I say don't watch movies, I do not watch movies. And it is caused, it's one of the biggest fight starters I have in relationships. Because people will either be like, want to watch this movie with me? And I'm like, no. But I try to, and I either fall asleep or unknowingly, not purposefully, but I get up and walk away. And I do not come back. Because I just don't watch movies. I don't know why. Maybe a little bit I know why. Because if I want to see a movie, guarantee it's awful. Like I have terrible taste in movies. I have not seen those Just Brit. I've not seen Alien or Cabin in the Woods. I'm trying to think of the last movie I watched. I watch movies one day a year. Everyone says that about Hocus Pocus. I mean, I can try. I've never seen any of those Just Brits. I mean, I can give it a whirl. Like sometimes I can watch them in chunks. Like I'll watch, 20 or 30 minutes. I also do not binge watch TV shows, and that drives people insane too. Like I can do 2 episodes max at a time. And if I do more, that means I am absolutely not paying attention. I am doing something else. But sometimes I, turn stuff like that on my TV while I'm doing whatever. Like refinish. Like if I'm painting a room, that's a great time to play a Hallmark movie. Because you don't really have to pay attention. I'll try. I'll give Hocus Pocus a whirl. What if I love it? And I'm like, that was the best thing ever, guys. I do read. Although, caveat to that, I have not read a book this year because my cat died in February and he always laid on my stomach when I read. And now I like every time I try and read, I'm like, I miss my cat. So, but it's getting to be, cooler outside. So I think I can get past that. Plus, my list of books I want to read is really growing. And I picked the first one I'm going to try. The Night Circus? I forget. I heard it on a podcast. For books? I know. To read, I always sit in the same spot in my living room, like when I read. And wherever he was in the house, if he heard me sit in that seat, he would be like, we're reading? Let's do it. And he would come snuggle. John, that's how I do it. That's exactly what I do. I'm like, well, and then people get annoyed at me too if I watch a TV show with them because I'll be like, man, I'm done watching this. And I just pause it wherever I am and I'll come back to it like 2 or 3 weeks later. They're like, how do you do that? I'm like, I don't know. Just read an Arch book called The Umbra King. Ooh, that does sound fun. Oh, good night, Grace Case. Have a good time. Or good night. Yeah, Teresa, I read kind of whatever. I mean, I don't really read. Sometimes I'll read books to like learn something, but I mostly read to completely escape. So, yeah, I would too, John. I'd rather read than watch TV. But sometimes I have to like it doesn't actually happen often because most books aren't this good. But sometimes I'll get a hold of a book and I regret starting it because I will let every other part of my life go and I'm like, gotta finish this book. It's so good. Ooh, yeah. See, and I have one friend of mine who reads, and her book suggestions are terrible. I mean, they're not always terrible, but I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know. I read a lot. I call them pool books or like beach books. Like certain authors where you're like, I don't know. They're sort of Hallmark movie books where I'm like, I don't know if I've read this one or not. That's awesome. I'm like, now I'm like, maybe I should start a Discord and we can talk books. Yes, I read Nora Roberts sometimes. I was thinking about rereading all the oh my gosh, I can't think of the name right now. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I thought about rereading all those because those were pretty funny if I recall. Oh, that would get me, John. I'm listening to this podcast now where it's 3 book editors and they're going over a book that, well, they're going over Twilight, which I did like those books. But the neat thing, I want them to do all the books because they do their discussion. I mean, they discuss like the book a little bit, but then they'll go, this is how the editor messed up. And we'll say like, this is what I would have recommended for the person to do. And sometimes they go off on these tangents and I'm like, that would have been a better book. I'm trying to think of the names because some of the people I don't remember their names. There's like I don't know. And sometimes like when I'm in thrift stores, if I see their name, I'll be like, oh, I'll just pick that up because it's $1. Oh, I love that you guys read books. Sometimes they do read the fan fiction. It's actually like I actually listen to the podcast every night, like when I'm brushing my teeth and getting ready for bed, So it's like I listen to like 10 or 15 minutes a day. And then when I get into bed, I let it play. And then after it shuts off, that's when I go to sleep. But it's kind of fun because I like the Twilight books and I have reread them, but also I don't care about them. But I really like their conversation about editing. And sometimes I struggle with their podcast though, because they're young. And so they get into like everything's offensive to them. And I'm like, just calm down, ladies. Yeah, or some of them I think used to write Twilight fan fiction, so they talk about that. Oh, the Bone series is the Bone series the one that the TV show was based on? Because I've read some of those. Is that Patricia Cornwell? Now you guys are making me want to read. I think I just have to get past the first. I'm like, I'm tearing up now. Oh, Jane Frost. That name does not sound familiar, but I feel like I've read those. See, that's the problem too with some of the books that I read. I'm like, don't recall the name. Or I like to go to the library every couple weeks and wander around. And I keep a list of books on my phone, like when you're talking like this with people, and I'll add to it. So I'll look from my list, but sometimes, you just wander around and see if a book grabs your eye. Oh, I actually reread Harry Potter on a fairly regular basis. I would say every 3 or 4 years. I know, I've thought about it, just Britt. Like the Harry Potter books, I love. I like the Twilight. I mean, I do like the Twilight books, but you need a longer break in between rereading those because they also suck. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're more fun when you don't remember all the details. Ooh, you do? What's misprinted in it? That is cool. That's the one I'm thinking of, Always Grateful. Those are the ones I read. Was it the first edition of the last book? Because that was the first time I ever reread books, was when that book 7 came out. And I reread all the first 6 books. And actually, that was a fantastic weekend. The weather where I was perfect. And I stayed home all weekend and just like relaxed and read and like fell asleep for a little bit, got up and read again. And I wasn't quite done with book 6 when book 7 arrived, and I didn't time it right. Oh, that's crazy. Was that the book like you bought from the store? You know what? I have a bookshelf that I call them my nemesis books. Like I want to read them, but I can't get myself to. And The Hobbit is one of those. So is Dune. So is Atlas Shrugged. I mean, Atlas Shrugged. I know they say like you just got to push past the who is John Galt, but I cannot get past it. I'm like, that must have been fun to discover, just Brett. That's so cool. The coolest book I own has Kurt Vonnegut's signature in it, and he drew a picture of an asshole. Clearview, I am a nerd too, and I love it. See, I've heard Dune is a great book. And I don't know why I can't get myself to read it. You know, like, do you have a book like that where I get it out maybe once a year, I carry it around for a couple of weeks, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to read it. And then I just put it back on the bookshelf. And then every time I dust, I'm like, darn it, Dune. And I bet, I don't know, I bet I would love it if I just would let myself. I mean, I've had this Dune book. My college boyfriend gave it to me. That's what I've heard about Atlas Shrugged, and I cannot get past who is John Galt. Like, there's no logical reason for me not to be able to finish it, but I just can't. You know what I do, John? I keep a box in my entryway closet. So after I read a book, I throw it in that box because I don't keep them because I don't want to clean them. And in working estate sales, you know what happens to everybody's books? They throw them in the garbage. So don't keep those books till you die. They will go in the trash. I mean, they sell them at estate sales and stuff, but if people don't buy them, straight to a dumpster. I'm a library reader, though. I go to the library on a regular basis. And everything I'm saying does not include this year because we blame my cat for that. See, I thought about rereading those Douglas Adams books because those were so funny. No, I do too, Clairview. I love it. I don't carry a wallet or a purse or anything. I have my cards with like a hairband around them, so I can put them in my pocket. And the one on the back is my library card, so I can just scan it. Boop. And I get on. I'm on the library's mailing list. Like I'll go take classes up there and stuff. I'm an active library reader. And the library does fun stuff. My library even gives out. Okay, they gave out when I was little. My school used to do this thing. If you read 100 books, you would get like tickets to a baseball game or free pizzas. I don't know. And I loved it. So I was always into that. And then my local library was like, we're doing a summer reading club. And I was like, what? Sign me up. And it was the same thing. You would win like an ice cream cone at Dairy Queen. And I'd be like, I'm here to get I read 20 books ice cream cone. But they gave out one of the prizes was this beach ball. And it was gigantic. It had to be. I am 5'8", and it came up to my. Where did it come up to? It came up to like my chest, and it was just huge. You couldn't see if you were in a pool and the ball was in the pool. You could not see other people around the ball, and it said like whatever library on it real big. And everyone loved that ball. It was it was amazing just But you could when it was inflated, you couldn't get it through a regular doorway. But one time it stormed and it blew over my fence. And we never got that ball again. And every year I'm like, listen, we all need to sign up for the reading club because we've got to get another one of those beach balls. I've never seen one available at a store that was as big as that ball. It was probably I don't know, it lasted forever though. We had it for a long time. The Umber King. I'm going to put it on my list. Grisham might have to be in the mood for because he also, you could like take out the middle 200 pages and you have the same book. I wish I had a picture of that beach ball because that was awesome. And you could like we would throw it at people when they were jumping in a pool, and it would knock you off your course. See, I got out my phone to like add some of your suggestions to my book list. And like, doesn't everybody have a book list on their phone? Of course. The Night Circus. That was the book I was going to use as my first book post Cat. I haven't read a book at my house alone in 13 years. Okay, I have the Umbra. Wait, I lost everything. Okay. Oh, really? Because the other people, I mean, I heard people on a podcast talking about it and they said it was great. There was some other young adult books that I wanted to read, like Discovery of Witches. Have you guys read those? Because I love a good young adult book sometimes to like. Sometimes I think they're better than. I don't know how they get determined to be young adult. It was good. Okay, that's what I've heard. I'm like, I should. Because that one sounds like a fun one to me. Oh, I read The Hunger Games. I liked them. I didn't love them. Also, what was the other one? The Bones one. That one I did not like. I love a book series too. You know what? I couldn't get behind Outlander either. You know what books I loved and nobody else does are the Clan of the Cave Bear books. I loved that whole series. Yeah, me too, Teresa. Yeah, the Hallmark type books are what I call like the pool books. Clan of the Cave Bear. I think that's the first one. It's about the woman who it's like, yeah, I love the whole Clan of the Cave Bear series. But the woman at the like dawn of time. Those were, I mean, those Clan of the Cave Bear ones were, I mean, it was so clever how she basically invented everything. I used to read those too, Teresa. I read those, I think, before I should have. But my mom let me go to the library and get whatever book I wanted, so I read all of V.C. Andrews. I don't, I like both. I'm trying to think of the last book. I loved the Babysitter Club books when I was, those are, I used to actually babysit and whatnot. That was back when you could do it when you were real young. And my friend had a sister who was older. So, you know, like she had moved on to like Christopher Pike books. So we like took all her Babysitters Club books and all her Sweet Valley High. But then I saw her reading the Christopher Pike books and I was like, I have to read the Christopher Pike ones. Anytime I see like a TV show and it's like based on the book, I'm like, well, add that to the list. Oh, I loved the Judy Blume books. She did the Ramona Quimby ones, right? Ramona Quimby, age 8. I read all those. Beezus and Ramona. Yeah, it was like Sweet Valley and then Sweet Valley High. Every once in a while, I'll go into a used bookstore and I'll see a whole shelf. And I'm like, oh. Do you know I've never read Anne of Green Gables? And get this nonsense. When I was little, my mom gave me a copy of it and wrote like an inscription in it because it was her favorite book from when she was little. And I was like, I just can't get into it. Like, why, when someone tells you to read a book, you cannot read it? I didn't even know they had Happy Days books. I bet those were awful. I remember, like, it took me a long time to learn that I did not have to finish a book I started. And that was very liberating the moment I allowed myself to start putting books down and not going back to them. And I will keep, like, I'll keep a book upstairs and on my main floor so I don't have to carry it between the two. Or I'll, if I go, well, it doesn't really count anymore. Like when I worked in an office, at lunch I would read my book and I'd be like, you better not talk to me. I am reading. I tried to watch The Crown and I cannot get into it. So should I start with Discovery of Witches then instead of the Night Circus? Or I could just pick up both. One stinks, I'll set it down. I mean, now that it's getting chilly out, it's perfect reading weather. But if anybody left a kitten on my front porch, I wouldn't fight you. But maybe I would. I'm not ready. Yeah, I just don't find I don't know. I kind of wanted, I don't know how many episodes I made it through. I know. I think I do need a little kitty, but also, ugh. My last cat was a lot. I mean, he was awesome, but he was very expensive. I mean, shockingly expensive. I called him my money pit kitty. And the vet said when he died, she sent me a sympathy card and it says, like, it said he was a career highlight, which I thought was funny. I'm like, career highlight? I bought your freaking vacation home. So anytime I'm like, yeah, just Brit. You know what they told me at the vet? They go, the free ones are the worst. And I was like, you got that right. Because my cat had kidney disease. So they told me when he wasn't even a year old. And they said, oh, he won't. If he makes it 6 more months, it would be amazing. And he made it 13 years. So he took medicine every day. And he came for his medicine. Like he would come get me and be like, meds time. But he had like special food. And then like the last year was like he got diabetes, then he got arthritis. Like he was a freaking hot mess. He should not. But you couldn't, when you looked at him, you didn't know he was sick. So people always thought I was crazy. And I'm like, he has his whole cabinet of like meds and whatnot. John, do you have a Fire Stick? Because I'll tell you how you can watch those. Yeah, Teresa, don't feel too bad for him. He lived a great life. If you want to have a real bad pet, have someone tell you they aren't going to live. Because I just let that guy do whatever he wanted. When I was like, oh, you're going to die in a couple months? Have a great time. And then he kept on living, and I was like, we're going to need to shut this great time down just a little bit. Like, but he knew how to work me too. And he would, I mean, I don't know. He's the best cat I've ever had besides the high price tag. I think you can do it with a Roku too. You need to install Cinema on there. Google it on YouTube. How to do it. And then you can look up like all those shows. Oh no, he has the HIV feline version. Well, now I'm sad about my cat. But I will say it's real nice not having a pet though too. And every month I'm like, what? Look at my bank account. I mean, you know when you know you're spending a lot of money, but then you no longer have to spend that money and you're like, what's going on here in this account? And I panic every time like I look at my balance. I'm like, oh my God, did I not pay any bill? Ridiculous. Okay. Everybody, I'm shutting it down. Thank you for the book recommendations. I've included a lot of them on my list. I do feel like something is missing, Teresa. You know, like, I'm like, man, nobody's at the back door when I get home. You know, like, because he would wait on the back of my couch and he'd see me pull into the driveway, and then he would run and meet me at the back door. And he would sit on this little, like, I don't know, thing I have by the door, like little steps, like stool. And he would look out the window and like watch me. And so sometimes, like when I get out of my car, I still look for a little face there. And I made the mistake of I put a plant on that like decorative stool. So every once in a while I'll be like, oh no, it's just a dumb plant. Like, I need to move that. Yeah, thanks for coming, Clairview. Thanks for the book suggestions. Yeah, my cat slept with me every night. And he always, like if I was in a chatting on YouTube, like he laid by my side. I mean, like he loved it when I started working from home. He's like, this is great. But then pretty soon he was like, listen, I don't get up till 2:30. So So I never saw him till 2:30. You know, it's interesting you phrase it that way, John. If you have any interest in, I'll put him on my list. Because I don't know if I do. If you have any interest. Plus, maybe I'll find something. You know how, like, there's a million books in the world, and sometimes you're like, there's nothing to read, which makes no sense. I know. Well, that's why I just like the way you said it, because I'm like, I do have a little bit of interest. All right. Thanks, Teresa. Thanks for coming, Teresa. Thanks for coming, everyone. Thanks for the book suggestions. I'll update you on my reading progress. I don't know if I ever think about it again. Yeah, thanks for coming, Just Britt. That was awesome. And we'll figure out your Oreo stream. We'll work it. We'll get it. We'll get your opinion out there. All right. Good night, everyone.